What's going on, everybody? This is Aj Capasso here from Coventry Circle Paranormal, and I just want to say thank you so much for always watching this channel. I apologize that we haven't had a video for 2 months. Something incredible has happened in my life, in this spiritual journey that I'm going on with all these new devices and just everything that Spirit's doing. And it's really wild what has been happening. I had this inclination to basically go see a medium. I wanted to hear from my father. I didn't feel like I was connected. I was very depressed after he passed, and then my grandmother in the same week, and then all the other people we lost too. Was very tough. It was a very rough end of the year last year for my family, so it was very hard for me to get over it because I was suffering from depression at the time, very hard. I was on the borderline of suicide at a lot of points, which was very weird because I try not to get that low, but this definitely hit me different, and it was definitely weird. But I had this inclination to go see a medium, and all of a sudden, right when I was going to make the appointment, the night I was going to make the appointment for the private session for me and my aunt, all of a sudden this medium came into our lives out of nowhere. Her and her husband came into our lives out of nowhere. My aunt works as a correctional officer in basically a gang prison, a very high level prison, and in my state. And what's crazy is that that's how she met this medium. Her husband works with her, but she's never talked to this person, seen this person, so all of a sudden out of nowhere they end up getting into a conversation, and he comes out and says, "Oh yeah, my wife's a medium. If you would like a reading, please let me know. We'd love to give you one." She came home that night, right as I was gonna basically proceed and check out with my debit card. She told me, and I was skeptical at first because I wanted to go to someone who I know is renowned and who I've seen readings from and stuff like that. But I decided to take a leap. I let my aunt go first, and the questions that my aunt asked, and that that basically Spirit answered, and she got to know who was here and everything and who was around her. The stuff that she said about my grandmother, because my aunt really wanted to know about my grandmother because she's having a hard time with my grandmother, and my father as well. And it's crazy. Like, what came through was absolutely nuts, and I'm going to try and put some of the audio on this, hopefully, so you can hear it. But it was absolutely incredible. So when it was my turn, this lady basically told us in the beginning, which I meant to say, that basically her guide told her that she was going to help a kid named Aj Capasso. And what's weird is that that's my actual full name, Aj Capasso, and I go by AJ, so I don't really tell anybody Anthony unless you're like my close friend or whatever that I talked to from school back in the day. Then obviously you know my name, but other than that, I normally go by AJ for short. And totally crazy that she knew my name before I even talked to her, and her guide was telling her that she needed to help me, and now she's basically part of CCP, her and her husband, part of Coventry Circle Paranormal. She's going to be helping on investigations. You're going to hear readings from her in our videos, and we're going to try and match evidence to what she's saying. And she's not going to go to the location. She's going to get an energy read from a picture of the location, and then she's going to do her thing that she does and connect. And it's pretty wild, pretty wild. So you'll see that coming up, some stuff hopefully that we'll do, definitely. I should say, not hopefully, definitely. And but this video coming up, you have to hear this. This is awesome, and this is validation that what she said and what I already felt and knew was true. So take a look at this. I'm going to be stopping at evidence and replaying it for you, and then commenting on it to let you know basically what it was like in the room. And also Derek will be commenting on certain stuff as well, because some of it pertains to him as well, and he wants to tell his side, which is pretty amazing, which you're going to hear. So everything that happens in life, my friends, is not a coincidence. Everything that happens in life is on purpose and for a reason. And most of the time, it's coming from the non-physical. So I look forward to this journey. This channel is going to be changing to try and learn more wisdom from Spirit. I don't want to ask any more of my questions. I want to try and ask your guys' questions, and also questions to help us as, human beings. If you guys would like to ask any questions about life in general or anything, you can email us at Coventry Circle Paranormal at gmail.com. So Coventry Circle Paranormal at gmail.com. You can email your questions to us, and when we do sessions, I will put your questions in, and I will state your name and everything if you would like to do that. Send us over some questions, because the more questions from different perspectives would give us more knowledge. So I look forward to that. But definitely enjoy this video. It's going to be awesome, and I really look forward to it. So thank you guys.
Alright, well, we're going to try out our new, what's it called?
It's called a Portal Wonder Box. We haven't really named our own yet, but this is basically the setup. We got our 3 pedals, our Lunchbox Mini amp by ZT, and we're going to use some devices tonight, right?
Exactly.
Cool. So,
And again, on this camera, we'll thank Steve-O from S&K Paranormal.
absolutely.
Definitely appreciate the gift, and we will definitely be using it quite a bit. So again, thanks to you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so much from S&K Paranormal. We couldn't have started this build without you guys, and we greatly appreciate all the help that you've given me throughout the way of building it when I ever had a question or had to annoy you at like 2, 3 in the morning. So
Yeah, you're always on the phone with that guy.
always on the phone with Steve.
He seems like a good dude.
He is a good dude. He's like my brother. So it's good to have a good friend like that. I mean, so we're gonna get going. We have the K2 meter over there. It's just on a baseline green right now. We don't have any like electrical device around it that's gonna set it off. So if something does set it off, we know immediately. Electromagnetic field, which could be a spirit. Right?
Hopefully.
You never know. So we're gonna take out the PSB7 real quick, and we are going to put this into the portal and try to enhance some replies. Basically, for all of you who don't know what a PSB7 is, it's basically just a hacked radio that scans at a very fast pace, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Forwards, backwards.
yeah, forwards, reverse. It doesn't really matter which way it goes. Let's get going. As everyone wants to see, here is the input. I'm gonna stick this right into the.
You want me to hold the camera for you?
Yeah, could you do that?
Yeah.
Thanks. There you go. So you're probably not going to be able to see me. Just keep it more towards the light. So I'm going to take the PSB7. I'm going to take the wire. I'm going to put the wire in to connect the PSB7 if I can see in the dark. There we go. And I'm going to turn it on, and we're going to see. Hi, is anybody here? Are there any spirits here that are with us? Spirits, if you would like any crystals for more energy, please say crystals. Now, one thing about the PSB7 is, since it is a radio, the radio waves, for some reason in our house, when we are in the basement area, we don't get a lot of reception. We don't get a lot of audio. And one of the things that spirits need is they need audio so that they can manipulate it to give us answers. So I believe that without the audio that we're going to get with this, I don't believe we're going to hear many responses. But, like I said, I'm hoping that this will open a portal, warm them up a little bit, and then allow them to come through on an easier device.
I can't wait to try this thing out in the field.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome in the field. Wait till the technique I'm going to use later. It's going to be amazing. Spirits, can you hear me? Hello, hello. See how I hold it higher, and because of the radio waves, because we're in such a deep basement. Spirits, can you use this? Is there enough audio? Can you change? Can you use any of this?
So everybody, that first response took a very long time. And like I was trying to explain, in the basement that we have, it doesn't really get good service. So there's not any audio really to pick up. So for them to come through, they have to really pull energy to somehow get audio. Because as you heard, there was absolutely nothing coming through for a very long time. And what's crazy, that the name David came through. Is that when I had my first session with the medium, David is one of my spirit guides from when I was younger. And I remember him when I was little. He was a little kid that I would play hide and go seek with, or he would be with me when my mom and dad would be fighting really bad when I was real little. But I remember him, and I remember playing with him. One specific occasion is when I was at my aunt's house, my aunt's boyfriend's house, when I was younger. It was absolutely crazy. I was playing hide and go seek with him and this girl, and they said that they were the niece and nephew of the family, of his boyfriend, of her boyfriend's family. And every time I'd go to hide, the parents would get me. They would see me hiding in some place, and they'd be like, "What is this kid doing? Why is he hiding in this, weird area, and in our cabinets and weird places?" And what's so crazy about that is that as I was leaving, I remember leaving the house for the last time, one of the last times I ever went there, and I remember leaving the house, and I saw the kids after, my aunt interrupted me. We were playing hide and go seek, and then she interrupted us, and she was like, "It's time to go," and they ran away from the stairs. But for some reason, my aunt didn't react to them, and I'm like, it didn't make any sense to me why nobody saw these kids. And come to find out, the girl was attached to the house, and David was my spirit guide who was with me always, and he was just there playing with us, having a good time. And as you're going to hear right now, you're going to hear Samantha at her house. I'm not in front of her. The only thing that she knows about me is my first name, my last name in this session. And she has a picture of me and my grandmother, but she doesn't know who that is because I didn't tell her who that was. Obviously anyone, someone can make the, assumption that that's one of my grandmothers or whatever, but she wouldn't know if that person was passed or not because she didn't know any name, and like I said, she didn't know my name. So what you're going to hear right now is the part where she talks about David.
So David, he's saying, I'm going to do a little bit of this, but she's going to answer most of the questions. So what he feels like is with you a lot more when you were a child. Because he definitely has that, it seems like he still has the, what is the right word? Sorry, I'm like at a loss for words right now. He's just very childlike, okay? So, yeah, he does have, there are things he will, like he's gonna have input on, but the more, like, wisdom part is gonna come from her. But it definitely feels like he was with you when you were a child. He's saying, he's like, he's saying when you felt alone, like as a kid, and he's showing you sort of having, like, feeling sad maybe in your bedroom, and just feeling like you didn't have all of the connections you wanted to have. He's saying like he was there with you. Okay. So yeah. All right. So okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna use, like I said, I wanted to warm up with that just to get it running, because I've noticed doing my research that after I run that, I get better results with another app because they're here.
Hey.
Oh, look at that. Hey there, spirits. Thank you so much.
Who's here with us?
Can you ring that 3 times for us? Make that go to yellow for me again. Thank you so
Holy
much.
shit.
So guys, as you're seeing, as we're about to see, you're going to see the millimeter start going off, or the EMF detector, I'm sorry, the K2 meter. You're going to start seeing it go off. Well, crazy. If you listen very closely, you're going to hear this electronic sound that sounds like high spiking frequency every time the thing starts to go crazy.
Oh, look at that. Hey there, spirits. Thank you so much.
Who's here with us?
Can you ring that 3 times for us? Make that go to yellow for me again. Thank you so
Holy
much.
shit.
If you listen real close. Now the volume is already raised so that you could hear certain replies better when the devices are running. So that's why the volume is so high as it is now. But if you listen to it, you could hear the high frequency, and if you watch the light, you can actually hear it. So I definitely encourage everyone to watch, watch with headphones, because it will help you hear the responses better. Number one, number two, it'll just help you get the full experience of what's going on. But watch, it gets crazy. It's a pretty long thing before we start getting going with the next technique that we were about to use, and it gets crazy. We've never had the K2 meter go, I don't think, like this crazy anywhere. I mean, the thing me and Derek couldn't remember anywhere. I mean, it was going crazy in the kitchen and in our sessions that we've had, but not like crazy in the red. And when we would ask certain questions, like to actually make it go to the red or make it do something, it would actually. So that's the part that got me like shocked even more, to be honest with you. So it's crazy. So just check this out.
We appreciate you.
Oh, whatever is here is strong. I can feel it over here.
Could you feel it?
Yeah.
Wow. Spirits, can you do it 2 times for no and 3 times for yes? Are you a male? Please bring that to yellow. 2 times for no, 3 times for yes. That was, oh, okay. Are you a male? Well, that was one. There's
Okay.
two.
Are you a female? Okay, so you're a male.
And just as it comes, it seems like it goes. That is so wild, isn't
No,
it?
no, it just went
Oh, it
again.
just did it again? This is why I love the paranormal, because the energy will come and it will leave, like,
Yeah.
quickly. And it sucks because when it's here, it's so amazing. Spirits, if you're still around us, I know you love that device so much. Can you please make it go to yellow again? Make sure it's not too close because it
Yeah.
will go on. Oh, there
Wow.
we go. Thank you so much, spirits. Spirits, do you like the box that I have? The new portal box that I have? Do you like it? Can you make that go crazy if you like it? Tell me, are you ready to communicate with us? I would like to talk to you like a one-on-one if you're able to talk through our devices. Redo it. It only runs for like 12 minutes and then it stops. Okay, so as that's settling down, it's not really doing too much anymore. I believe the spirit was just letting us know, like, hey, I'm here, you know, because there's nothing around it. There's no electrical devices that could set that off. And if there was,
Yep.
that shit would have been going off a long time.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So, oh. Just did it twice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Wow, man, that is amazing.
It is. And it's spiking pretty hard too, so I'm wondering if whoever it is has a lot to say.
Exactly. If you have a lot to say and would like to get going with the communication, can you make it go all the way to red?
Holy
Look at that.
shit.
That is absolutely amazing.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm going to turn the box on now. You don't have to touch that anymore. You're going to be able to talk. You can stand right behind the box if you'd like. Wow.
That is insane.
Holy shit. That is amazing. I've never seen this go off like this. Not in this house like this.
No. When we had it upstairs, it wasn't even going nowhere near red.
Dude, this is the most active room I think in the house though.
A lot of stuff happens down here. See a lot of shadows.
Okay, spirits, I'm going to turn the box on now, so you don't really have to play with that anymore. You can if you'd like.
Well, we can use that to answer questions too.
We
Yes and
could,
no
but it
questions,
doesn't seem like they're answering questions. That's the only reason why I said that.
That's still going off now.
Wow. Okay, the box is on. I'm going to start it.
5.
Man, that thing's just going off, dude.
Oh, yeah. Spirit that's setting that device off. Can you tell me what your name is?
What did you
I
say?
thought I said Dennis. Spirit, who's setting that device off, can you tell me what your name is again? Almost Dennis,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question. Is this Dennis, the kid who followed us from the cemetery?
So everyone, as you can see right here, we have like a dentist come through.
Your name is again? Your name is again?
And what shocks me about this dentist that came through is we've never had like a dentist come through before on a past video, except when we went to that little child area grave section at the Wallingford Cemetery. That's there, St. John's, and you know, it totally hit me because we found his grave. You know, we were able to like interact with him, I believe, and you know, it was amazing. It was so cool to like remember that and have that vision come into my mind, because I knew that it wasn't just me thinking that like at that moment, like it wasn't just like, oh, I just split thought about it. Like it was just like, oh my gosh, the image came into my mind and I actually saw it for a flash second. Like, wow, you know, I remember being at that cemetery and I was like, wow, you know, that must have been from him being in the room just saying hi or whatever, because you know, he's probably here with one of my guides, David's, you know. So
Your name is again? Your name is again?
but it's absolutely crazy. Like I still can't. I can't believe that the spirit is coming in to say hello, and there's proof of this dentist that we've talked to. He was a very young boy that passed away, and man, yeah, so cool. I think it is, at least. But you know, I'd love to hear what you guys think about all this at the end. So, but anyway, so keep watching and see what unfolds.
Why is that going off like that?
Dude, there's nothing over here. I don't know. Look at that. That didn't start going off until after when we started calling on spirits.
Yeah.
That goes to show you that there was not. This thing was green for how long, dude?
A solid 10 minutes at
Dude,
least.
a solid 10, 20 minutes before we started.
If this is Dennis from the cemetery, did you follow us, Dennis? Did you follow us here?
David, did you hear that?
So guys, what I'm just about to replay right now is, if you listen closely, you can hear an EVP that comes through that's actually not coming from the box. It's actually coming onto the actual mic. It's very, very low, and you could faintly hear it, but you can actually hear like the Anna, I'm here. The I'm here is a little jarbled because it's a little messed up in the frequency, but you can hear the, you know, the way that it sounds. And what's been crazy is that my aunt and everybody, when we lost my grandmother, has been feeling a great deal of loss. And from that great deal of loss, obviously, you know, we're all having a hard time, and some more than others. And I believe this is a way for my grandmother to express to my aunt, like, you know, Anna, I'm here. You know, you don't have to be upset. I am here. I'm with you. I know you can't see me. I know you can't hug me, but Anna, I'm here. And my aunt won't do a session right now. Probably just some things inside she doesn't want to, you know, for some reason she doesn't want to do it right now, which we don't push her to do any sessions with us. But it seems like every time we do a session since they have passed, we've been getting Anna like crazy. I mean, even before in this house, we were getting Anna, and we always thought like, oh, maybe, you know, maybe it's my grandfather. But when they pass now, this is, you know, definitely an I'm here from the family. And then what happens next? David comes through.
Did you follow us here? Did you follow us here?
And if this isn't, say, my grandmother saying this, which I believe that it is, and I believe right now what's going on is that these spirits are actually naming off themselves of who's here, and then they're actually also like sending messages as well for us to try to understand and interpret who they are. Kind of like how a medium has to interpret the messages that come in. So people think that spirit communication is just, easy. It's just a, very direct thing. And unfortunately, the spirits are trying to relay the easiest message to you to try and get across the personality of them, and, what they make you feel, you know what I mean? So you have to look at, spirit communication as that. Like, it's a very intimate thing. Like, it's not just, go into a room and say, "Ghost, come get me." It's not like that. It really isn't. But to hear David come through afterwards, that was my spirit guide, like I said before. And what's crazy is I was always with my aunt, this aunt, when I was real little. When I would be over, my grandmother's house or whatever. Because she was very young at the time when I was born, so she always took care of me and stuff like that. And she was married young, so she had a house, and I would stay over her house. And then she had my cousins, and that it was an awesome time as a kid. So I wonder if my spirit guide is actually here also, and also tries to comfort my aunt, because he probably remembers my aunt because we would play, so, and my aunt confirmed that, we actually did have, or I did, I should say, had like an imaginary friend, which I didn't really remember fully. I mean, I remember playing with, David at that house, at my other aunt's boyfriend's house, but, never put the two and two together that I had an imaginary friend, because I don't remember playing with him on the regular all the time. It was just once in a while he would come by, and I don't think I would really remember or take notice like that much, but I always knew that every time this person would come by, it was always nice, or any way that he would project himself, it was always awesome. So I always liked to have a good time and play until my parents would mess it up. So but listen to the replay again, and then keep checking this out, because it gets even crazier.
Crawled.
Is it the same app that I have?
No.
Just say amp.
Oh, did I even pay attention?
If this is Dennis from the cemetery, can you make that device light up again, please?
Ralph. Did you hear that?
No.
It was a whisper one. Ralph.
Really?
So everyone, what's basically going on right now is they're naming themselves off. I mean, this is absolutely incredible to me, because this app has absolutely no words and absolutely no phrases. You can't program anything into it, and if it was programmed into it, right, like by like the person who developed it, it's a coincidence that every time that I ask who's here, only the names of my family members come through, and I get one maybe guest appearance from a spirit that is either maybe stuck to the property or has, joined us from a previous investigation.
The same app that I have? No. Same app that I have? No. Up again, please. Up again, please.
And I just find that kind of, strange that people will see this and they'll still believe to themselves, like, no, totally fake. People are totally faking this. And it's like, no, like, listen, I'm trying to show everybody that this is not fake. Like, this is real. Like, if you can believe and make a connection, and if you just believe in yourself and you believe that, the afterlife is real, that spirits are real, even if you are a skeptic, if you go into it and you say to yourself, you know what, I'm really going to try it. I want to see what I get. Go into it with just try to having an open mind and saying to yourself, listen, I'm going to actually say to myself, you know what, I do believe it, and I'm going to play along with the fairy tale, and I'm going to pretend. And the stronger you pretend, the stronger that vibration is going to start lining up. and all of a sudden you're going to start getting spirit replies. It's not going to happen right away. Your connection is going to have to build a little bit, but it could. You could already have a connection that you don't even know. I mean, your family may even come in that's passed over and say a quick hi or whatever. I love you. You never know. So I tell everyone try this. Do not be worried about negative entities. Do not be worried about demons, because I'm telling you, it's not like you run into those those thought forms a lot. You don't. I believe a lot of them are concentrated, and a lot of them are focused on by us, and we draw them in. Just by thinking about them constantly and the fear of it. I mean, think about it. If you go into a spirit Ouija board session and you're terrified that something negative is going to come through, obviously if you end up connecting with something, it's probably going to be something negative, because everybody in the room all thinks that everything that can come to this thing is only negative. That's what you hear everywhere. But it's not true. It goes a matter with the intent and what you're thinking and what you're believing. So you have to really put your heart into it. But I think it's amazing that my family's coming through. My father is coming through, who just recently passed with my grandmother in September 2020, which I find amazing. We had a full video session with him, as you guys saw, that he said his name. He said, "This is Ralph." What? Oh man, it's crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was still shocked. I'm still shocked to this day, and it made me really emotional when I saw it. But it's been a wild journey, and what's been happening recently with the abilities that I've been working on, with the medium that has joined our group and everything, it's getting a lot better. So I promise you that. So definitely stay tuned. But keep watching, because it's definitely not over yet.
Ralph, if that's you, can you make that device light up?
Hey, Dad, that's you. Can you tell me? Can you say your name again? Hey Dad, I know you said you don't believe in this, or you don't know how to do this. My guides are probably around me to help you. Just ask them if you need help. Any spirit that's here, if my father's here, please help him.
Did it say I'll do it?
I don't know. That was God right there. Dad, I want to know if you got to ask God any questions like you said you were gonna when you were alive. Did you ever get to ask questions? If you did, say questions. If not, say no.
It's going off again.
Yeah, it is. Look at that thing go, man.
That's crazy. Who else is here? Sean, I heard Sean. How many spirits are here? Gary, are you here with us?
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, can you keep that on a red? Can you keep that all the way to red? Just keep it stuck right on red.
Oh,
Almost. Can you do it again for me? Thank you. Thinking about.
is he dicking around? Is that what it is? All right, so this K2 hit that we get with Gary, for some unreason he likes this. He likes this device. Gary, are you here with us? And every time we ask him to come through with the K2, he always produces. He always comes through. And so when he actually responds with this, like, you want me to do this, that's just amazing to me. It's the fact that it almost proves that we're contacting real people and getting real physical results.
Hey, can you keep that on a red? Can you keep that all? Hey, can you keep that on a red? Can you keep that all?
It just kind of drives home that point that, oh my God, we're actually talking to Gary, or we're reaching out to somebody, a specific person that we're trying to communicate with, and that's just, to me, that's awesome.
So, as you guys just saw, which I thought was pretty wild, Derek goes to ask, if his friend Gary is here in spirit, because his friend Gary passed also last year randomly at work, and it was very tragic to see a man his age. He was young. He was at work, I guess, filling up his gas tank for his truck, his work truck, and he had a heart attack. I mean, totally random for it to happen, and they worked at the same facility, which was crazy. So he calls out to Gary, and Gary, immediately comes through. And ever since Gary passed, and he is connected with Gary, because they were best friends, he's been coming through.
On a red? Can you keep that all the way to red? Just keep it stuck right on red.
Oh,
almost. Can you do it again for me? Thank you. Thank you.
As you've probably seen from some of our videos that we've done, and we've called Gary out in the past, which has been pretty cool. So he says, yeah, he's here. And then we say, I go, basically, can you light that red thing up? The K2 meter? Can you keep it stuck on red with your energy? And it lights all the way to red for a couple seconds, and then it or a couple of milliseconds, and then it goes back down, and I'm like, oh, almost. And then all of a sudden, it seems like Gary comes through again, and he's like, oh, I was just dicking around, trying to do it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I just think that's so cool to be, having your friend there, not in the physical, but to still hear his personality, to still hear people that you love, to know that they're still the same on the other side. And that's so cool to hear. So definitely listen to it again. This is pretty cool.
Around, is that what it is?
I thought he said something.
Gary, if that's you, can you make that light up again?
Alright, I think it said. Look at it. Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
Gary. What's up? Did you hear that? Gary, did you... Okay, if you visited Derek in his dreams, can you tell him part of the dream that he had?
Where were we?
In the dream, Gary, that you visited Derek, where were you guys? Work. Did you hear that?
No, this didn't work?
Yeah, in the girls' voice.
So a few nights ago, I had this dream about my buddy Gary, and we were sitting at work in dispatch, and the way it's set up, you have this big round table everybody sits at, and then the dispatchers kind of sit off to the side or whatever. And in this dream, I was sitting at the table doing my paperwork at the end of the day, and somebody kept calling for Gary over the radio, and I'll keep in mind this is a few months after he passed, and so in his dream, somebody just calls for him over the radio, Gary, truck 131, Gary, and in my mind I'm thinking, don't these motherfuckers know that this guy is dead? And as soon as that thought left my mind, I just see him roll back in his chair from where his desk was, and he just kind of looks over at me, gives me a smile, and just wheels his chair back in. And it was the weirdest dream. I'm
part of the dream that he had.
Where were we? Weirdest dream. I woke up out of a cold sweat. And I was chuckling because that's just true GQ fashion, That's just how he was.
Girls pushing
Holy
back.
shit!
Thank you, Gary. Spirits, do you like the crystals? Do they help? If there's crystal.
So guys, what I want to stop here real quick and say to you guys is, I know it's very weird to hear spirit communication and then hear somebody ask, oh, spirits, do these crystals help? And then all of a sudden them to come through and them say they do not. How does that make sense?
Spirits, do you like the crystals? Do they help? If there's crystal.
How does that make sense that they say they do not when, it's known through all these websites and known through all these, things that crystals do all of these things for us. There are all these benefits. But the way that the spirit team has been basically telling me what's going on, they first told me through Samantha the reason why they're saying this. And the reason why they're saying this, and they've been further telling me the reasons why, and explaining more deeply the past couple of months, but the reason why they said was this. They said to me, Anthony, you don't need an outside object to help you connect to Source and to connect with spirits. So to connect with God and to connect with spirits, we don't need anything. We are the receiver ourselves because we are an extension of God. We are an extension of Source energy. So if we're an extension of Source energy, that means that we are already a part of God. So that means that we literally can create basically what we believe, because they're telling me that they do not help. And what they're trying to tell me is, through the medium, they explained that at first, that crystals, yes, they can be used to help people, but it's because people are actually putting in the belief that if I have this crystal near me, that it will give me the powers that are told about this crystal, and that I will feel better. And by that belief alone, and by somebody thinking in their minds that this is helping, it literally will help. And I was shocked when they told me that, because I never thought of that before. And I always thought, man, I need to have crystals by me to block negative energy, and I have to do all this. And reality is, no, I'm already connected to Source. All I have to do is ask, and it can be given. Maybe not exaggerated the way that I want it to be given to me, but, the way that we want as mankind, but it will be given, which is wild. So, listen to this again, really closely, behind what I'm speaking. You can hear they do not, if you listen closely. Check it out again.
Spirits, do you like the crystals? Do they help? If there's crystal
Do crystals improve spirit communication and give energy to spirits?
She's saying, like, okay, as far as what was the first question about communication?
Yeah.
She's saying they can, but you don't. You don't really need them. It's almost like you put your faith, you put more of like your faith into them, and so it gives you something additional just to be like, this is going to help me. When really she's going, it's just you helping you. It's not that it's like a magic power. And she's saying, like, don't get me wrong, they're beautiful. And she's going, who doesn't want to be, like, surrounded by beautiful things? She's saying, if you feel that it helps you, like, if you're drawn to like a couple, crystals or stones in particular, she's saying, if you're really drawn to it and you feel that it could help you, it's almost like having like, I'm just gonna like sort of, this isn't exactly it, but it's like almost like a little kid having a what are those, like their little like binky or like little, like, little blanket, like their baby blanket, that they're like, okay, this is my safety, my security.
Yeah. That's what crystals are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's saying, that does have value.
Of course.
But she's saying, is it creating some, on its own, creating some pathway? No. But if it makes you feel good, do it. That's like sort of how I've been feeling. I used to put a lot more.
You used to like the crystals, yeah.
Yeah, I used to think like, oh, these are like really powerful, but then.
It's just a binky.
Yeah, but sometimes that's nice to have, right?
Yeah.
What was it?
Which, do you like this reverb or do you like the other reverb? You like this reverb or do you like this reverb? Please tell me the person's name that's making that device turn different colors. It almost sounded like it was gonna go, it was, whatever.
Oh, it's going off again.
Where's that EMF? Oh, right here, okay. The mel meter. Let's put the mel meter near it too. Mel meter reads at a lower thing too. So.
The mel meter's not going to set that thing off?
No, mel meter shouldn't set this off at all. They're both detectors, so it shouldn't set it off at all. Gonna die. Did you hear that?
I heard gonna something.
66. Look at 66.5. Oh, I thought it was gonna go to 6. Okay. Okay, spirits, can you set off both those devices for me now? The one with the green light and the red one over there next to the green?
Yeah.
Good? Yep. And then I went no.
Light. Can you see those lights?
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a talk radio or like an interview of some sorts. A lot of the times Steve Huff would take interviews off of YouTube, and they would be of celebrities who have passed away, and he would give them their own voice back to use. So I'm gonna try and do the same thing, only I'm not gonna try and contact a celebrity. I'm gonna use those voices in that interview to try and let these spirits here manipulate the audio so that when it comes out reversed, they can manipulate it to make it forward speech again. So let's try it. I've never done this yet. I did it once when I was setting the algorithm up. I got some pretty neat responses that really shocked me. But who knows? It may not work right now. The energy to me, I'm not gonna lie, man, is dropping.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
Well, something's back, whatever it is. Or whoever it is.
Is both of it going off?
No. Yeah.
Oh, God, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
0.2 on that. And that was going all the way to a fucking...
Yeah.
Look at that. That's going all the way
See,
to...
look, when that goes off, that goes up.
Okay.
But that's kind of credible, too. You know what I mean?
That's really credible.
If you have both devices going off.
Exactly. That's why I did that, because I want to show people that, you know, we're not messing around.
Yep.
Look at,
See, look.
Is it going up?
Now we're up to a 30.
Okay, perfect.
Well, to whoever is making those devices go off, thank you. Yeah, now we're up to a 40.
Okay, awesome. Okay, this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the 13-minute, 60 minutes interview from 2021 of Bill Gates. Okay? This interview has nothing to do with spiritual stuff. So if I get any responses that have to do with spiritual things, that it's forward speech, I know that something is manipulating the device. Because everything's going to go into the box, and then it's going to have a 4-second delay where it reverses everything, and that thing is just going fucking bonkers, dude. And the other one's registering it too?
Yeah, it bumped up to a 40.
Unbelievable. And it looks like all our evidence is coming off our K2 and our EMF tonight.
That's crazy.
And we never have spikes like this in our house. No, it just started with our last video that we did.
Yep.
We've never had this since we called Gary.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to put this Bill Gates interview on, and we're going to get rolling with this. And we're going to see what we can come off. So, let me turn this volume up just a little. Okay.
Man, look at that shit.
Oh my god, dude. How high is it going on the other one?
It's still at a 40.
Okay. Okay.
Back down.
Spirits, if you're here with me, can you use this device again to speak now that I switched and used another algorithm?
Is this a lot easier for you to use?
You know, I still can't believe it. It's like, I asked clear as day question. Like, you know, after I switched to a different algorithm, meaning I'm using a different pedal that's giving a different frequency, one that I customly basically added to the device, I'm wondering to myself, like, it says, of course, you knew my voice, like, duh, you know? So I'm just wondering, like, is that basically, like, not enough for people to understand? Like, oh my god,
Spirits, if you're here with me, can you use this device again to speak now that I switched and used another algorithm? Rhythm?
Is this a lot easier for you to use?
There's something there of intelligence talking to you. Everything that's coming through that is not the question we ask, like every time we don't ask a question, I should say, we're not getting a response. But every time we do ask a question, we're getting a relevant response. From reverse audio, that's a Bill Gates interview from 2021. Bill Gates, why is Bill Gates in reverse all of a sudden answering us at the exact moment we're asking questions, and it's giving us exact answers? That just seems to me a little weird, to just be coincidence. The odds of that is really stupid. And then for us to completely keep doing the experiment over and over with similar results, just different responses to whatever question we decide to ask, we get a response to. I don't understand how somebody can deny that, but look at a piece of toast and believe, oh my God, that looks like Jesus Christ. But yet, nobody has any proof what Jesus Christ really looked like. We can make assumption after assumption, but we weren't alive in that time and we didn't know him. So how could we know what he looked like? There's no picture of him for us to go look at. I mean, they could do all these scans of the cloth that they say was used to cover his body, but in reality, we don't really know. So we can make an assumption, but we don't really know. And it's like people are willing to make an assumption about a piece of bread, a piece of toast that has the face of what they think is Jesus on it, but they don't believe clear voices coming through that are actually saying stuff in the language they're used to. And that goes to show you that spirit communication, it will never be completely accepted until everybody can perceive it as one. And until we can perceive it as one, and we don't perceive it in different aspects like we do now, like I just described, it's going to be so hard for certain people to understand this. So that's why I wanted to do this video and show what I'm talking about. I think it's amazing.
Wait a minute. Hold on, let me skip to the part where everybody's talking.
Holy shit.
Oh my God. Wow, man, that is going nuts. Now, here, let's pull this a little farther apart.
No?
Oh, damn. Okay. Spirits. Is that you turning that device to red? Okay. Spirits, I need you to tell me, is that you making that device go off? Here, yeah.
It's
Man, what's absolutely crazy is right there, it was the answer given to us. And this whole entire session, because we didn't trust ourselves enough until we lined all of this stuff up with the medium and everything. We didn't really trust ourselves. So when we would have these sessions, we would get answers, and we would, I know I would definitely watch the videos and study them, and I have a notebook that I write things down in sometimes, and keep some ideas in my head at all times about this and about the evolution of what I'm learning in this. And after I'm seeing all this and how much they've been expressing to me in this video, it made so much sense. It made so much sense to me. And, it goes, it was me and it was you.
Damn. Okay. Spirits. Is that you turning that device to red? Okay. Spirits, I need you to tell me, is that you making that device go off? Here, yeah.
It's a live believe.
Who set off the device. And what I find really crazy about that response is the way they describe it to me is that our thought is so powerful because we are made in the likeness and the image of God, just like it says in the Bible. And what that means is that God is source energy. We are an extension from source energy. So if we are a piece and an extension of source energy, that means that we have the power to create with our thoughts and the energy that we put out with the feelings behind our thoughts. So I'm also helping that device go off by me thinking about them making it go off. That thought form is helping them make that go off. Now I know that sounds kind of weird, but the way that it's described to me is you have to always, when you're dealing with spirit communication, you have to always be thinking frequency, vibration, energy. This is what they told me. And, now that I know that, I look at things in a different perspective. And I'm just like, wow, this makes way more sense now how this works than what I thought before. So that's why now, after this session, watching all these responses, I think to myself, like, it's time to move on. And now listen to the wisdom that they're going to give us. Ask deeper questions. Go further. So they come with love and the intent of love. There is no evil in this. So that's what is amazing. And that is what they told me as well. That the only things that are evil is the things that we constantly put the emotional thought behind of. And that thought form will actually manifest and then begin to think on its own. And will actually create the things that are the negative energy. But coming straight from source, there is no well-being coming straight towards us at all times that is negative. It's just well-being, because it's source from, it's God, it's source energy. So it's pretty crazy when you think about that. So getting that answer, yup, that was just telling that it was there, like that it was, that they've been there this whole session making that thing go off, and like we didn't even realize it. Like we just kept asking the question because we didn't think we were getting the answer clear enough. But hopefully you guys see now that we are, which is incredibly amazing in my opinion. I don't know, but maybe I'm crazy. Who knows?
Oh my god, dude. That's high spikes EMF right there, man. Look at that. Nowhere else. It's right here, dude. Oh man, that's fucking hot.
Oh, you scared the shit out of me. Was it the candle?
It was just the air, dude.
Look at that. You just scared the fuck out of me. What the hell just happened?
Oh man, I put my hand down and the whole area was so hot.
Are you sure you didn't hit the candle?
No, it was from the candle, but it just wasn't, Whatever. Sorry, I didn't mean to freak you out like that.
Holy shit.
Sorry.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
Spirit-
shut this thing down for a second.
Yeah, shut it down and turn it back on. Spirits, can you use this delay option? Can you use this reverse? Does it give you more time?
Look at that.
That's amazing, dude. Shutting it down, turning it back on. Now that one's still registering over there, right?
Yep, still registering a 40.
Okay, well that one's a little farther away from it, so I expect that one to go a little lower, but Spirits, are you setting off the EMF detector? Or where are you right now?
You gotta be right in front of us.
I'm sorry, but did you just hear that response? I just asked, where are you located basically, right now, like to the spirits? And it comes through the box, which is reversed audio from a clip of Bill Gates 2021, the most recent one of him, talking about COVID and vaccines. And in that exact moment, the reversed audio comes through clear as day forward, not gibberish, and says, "In the basement," with syllables. And then right after you hear "we're from" in the background of me talking. If you listen closely, I mean, like, it doesn't get any clearer than that.
Are you setting off the EMF detector? Or where are you right now?
You gotta be right in front of us. You gotta be right in front of us.
Oh, man.
In the basement. It knows where we are. That's ridiculous.
Now, this whole time, I've been thinking, like, this device that, we were given by a great friend to start building was the end-all be-all. It was going to bring our communication to enormous levels. And what the Spirit showed me and had been teaching me, looking back through all notes taken through sessions that I've done from when I began this journey with Coventry Circle Paranormal, like when I first started putting things on YouTube maybe like a few years ago, and then on the internet, like of me, and then when me and Derek started doing a year ago, really started picking up crazy. And I always thought that it was the device that mattered, but it does matter. But as you could see, for the first response that you hear, I asked, do you like it better with the delay? Does it do anything, for you? With the 3-second delay of reverse, does it give you more time? And they're telling me, no, it doesn't. Like, we don't need it. Like, we don't need more time. Like, we're ready when you are, and we are faster than you think. So just say your question and we'll be able to answer it no matter what device you're going to use.
Spirits, can you use this delay option? Can you use this reverse? Does it give you more time? Spirits, can you use this delay option? Can you use this reverse? Does it give you more time?
And it's so crazy because if the things are implemented right, they can actually use this stuff and manipulate the audio. And it makes you think, like, if they could do something like this, what else is capable that we don't even know yet scientifically? And it just makes you think of all the possibilities. Because this right here is absolutely incredible. Like, do you realize that we're actually having a conversation with something of intelligence? Like, and we're using an interview. What? I just find that crazy. Doesn't make sense. But I know it's real. and I know it's happening, and this is the proof. So check this out again, because this is wild.
Okay, hold on. Wow, man, I still can't get over that shit.
Somebody's sitting with us.
So who is sitting with us?
We don't mind. Just tell us who you are, please.
Who is you? Okay, and there's one last thing I'm going to switch to. I'm going to turn this down again a little bit. I'm going to go back, shut this off. Do one other app that we haven't used yet. It's going to be the Signal app. We're going to use the Signal app. Turn off the reverse. Phaser's up a little. Chorus is down. I'm going to do burst mode and go ahead.
The bright
Hi, spirits. Who's that? Look at that. Look at that.
That is insane, man.
Coming into this paranormal thing with Anthony, you know, I came in as a skeptic in the beginning, but now that we've done some experimenting and everything else, you know, seeing two devices side by side and getting response on one machine and having another instrument, you know, coincide with what you're getting, you know, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You know, when you ask a question and it says, you know, it is me, or this is me, and coming out of one box, and then a device right next to it is lighting up after you're telling it to, and it's saying, you know, hey, I'm doing this. This is me. I'm here. You know, that's awesome.
Can you believe? I can't not believe it. We just turned on this new app, the Signal app, and basically what it is it's an internet radio scanning app, and it does a burst session where it basically will skip around all over the full dial of the band of radio on internet, and it will completely skip around two random ones. So say if there was like 1 through 10 channels, it would go like 1, 9, 3, 7, 2, 5, 6, 3, 2, 1, 4, 9. It would never be the same, and it would always be changing. Different random ones. It would never go in the same pattern. So to get a response exactly at the moment that we turn it on, where I say, okay, go, it's like some person just said, where do we begin? The bright light, do you see it?
And go ahead.
The bright
And go ahead.
The bright
Now, these are clear words coming through from a radio station that's being manipulated through this device. And it's not radio communication coming through from a station, because if it was, it wouldn't be answering our question as clearly as that. Where do we begin? Do you see the bright light? I said, okay, go. Now, that makes complete sense to what I'm saying. So it just baffles my mind, and the reason why I'm explaining this is because I'm trying to make sense for other people, because it makes complete sense to me. Like, We just switched from a different app. Still had the same connection to who we were talking to. And they come and they use the device after we change it immediately to prove to us again and again that we are here with you always. To have guides that are with us, you know, I have 3 guides that are with me. Drina, David, and Rahul. And Rahul is not supposed to come into my life until a later date. And each one has a significant role throughout my life. And it's just amazing to be able to connect with them and their intelligence. And then also connect with my past loved ones and be able to ask them questions and talk to them. I know that's what everyone out there who's watching this would love to do. Because who wouldn't love to have one more conversation with their mother that has lost their mom? Or who would not love to have one more conversation with their grandfather or their grandmother or even their child? So I find this absolutely crazy, but watch, it gets even crazier.
It's almost like, look,
it's right down here. Look, let's move this over here.
watch your hand on that candle.
Yeah. Look, Gates, down here. I want to stop.
3.0.
Wow.
Back down to a 0.3.
Back down to a 0.3, but on that K2, bring it over.
She's not feeding off of this thing?
Go ahead, I'll take this away. Ready? Watch, wait. It'll fucking come right back and start going crazy again, I bet.
8 orders to Century.
Look at nothing over.
Nothing.
Nothing.
That is nuts.
Bring it back over by the table again. Look at that.
I want people to see I'm not pushing any buttons.
I didn't care.
I don't care. Did you hear it? It's into the box and I don't care.
Alright, so we get a response that basically says, please bring it back. And it's talking about the K2 meter. And this thing, at this point of the investigation, has been going off non-stop.
She's not feeding off of this thing? She's not feeding off of this thing?
Non-stop. And to me, it's telling me that, you know, please bring it back. Like, I don't need to be waving it around like an idiot, you know, to see if it can jump from spot to spot. It's basically telling me, hey, you know, bring it back. I can use it right where it is, you know. And
So I can't believe that, like, we move it and then all of a sudden they're like, you know, please bring it back. Like, you know, like consciously there's somebody here with us that's talking to us through these devices. Hey, please bring it back, you know? Like we're picking up the device and I'm completely telling them, like, okay, we're gonna move it over here now, you know, like basically like trying to move it away. And as the camera moves it away, it's like they're sitting there watching us and they're like, what are you doing? You know, like we're trying to show you that we're here and you're moving it. You know, it's kind of funny to think about how the personality comes through if you really like look at it and analyze it. And I think it's hilarious. I think it's totally great. I mean, where else can you get a joke from a ghost?
Spirits, we're doing this because we're trying to show the world that you
Look at this, look at this.
Wow, man.
Can you follow this device when I move it over? Can you make this thing go off again now that it's over here? Holy shit!
It said we're coming and it came over. Oh my god. Thank you so much, spirits. Thank you.
Holy shit.
Alright, so this last clip, we're coming, I believe it says. You know, the K2 meter, this thing has been going off, like I said before, all night. And I know for a fact that I picked it up off the table a few times, you know, to try just to bring it off to the side or whatever, just to get it off the table and see if there's something on the table that's making this thing react. And every time I picked it up and moved it off to the side or wherever, it never went off. It would always immediately go back down to one green light, and then as soon as I put it back down on the table, it would spike up. But this last, you know, I really don't know what scared me more, the fact that it actually said we're coming and lit up, or the fact that Anthony was jumping around screaming like a fucking lunatic.
Can you follow this device when I move it over? Can you make this thing go off again now that it's over here? Holy shit!
It said we're coming and it came over. Oh my god. Thank you so much, spirits. Thank you.
Holy shit.
But well, like I said, it just proves that, you know, there's people here. There are things here, you know, and the fact that it said we're coming, we plural, you know, there's definitely more than one, you know, and we kind of have a good idea on who that actually is. But that's just solid proof, man. You can't deny that.
Last comment of the night and last response of the night to a question or to a thing we're doing, like a reaction or whatever you want to call it to what we're doing. We coming? We coming? Or we're coming? Like, and then the device goes off after they say we're coming, signifying that the energy is now moved to the device, showing that it is us once again making that device go off. I mean, dude, I jumped around like a complete idiot.
Now that it's over here? Holy shit!
It said we're coming and it came over. Oh my god. Thank you so much, spirits. Thank you.
That's how excited I got. Because I was like, I heard it clear as day in real time. And sometimes you don't always hear responses in real time because of how fast they come through. And you really have to have, you know, them recorded and everything. So I tell you, like, when I heard we're coming and then that thing went off, I couldn't tell you the joy of excitement, because I knew without a shadow of a doubt, 110%, that when I showed this to someone and they hear we coming, and then that device goes off and they see my reaction, they know that that's a pure genuine reaction of mine. Like, that's an authentic reaction in the moment of something that freaks me out in an incredible way. That's how I would act, like a total crazy person. I'm not gonna lie, that was the most awesome response to end on, and I was so happy that that was the last one that we got of the night. And, you know, all I want to say is what I'm trying to show from this session forward. I'm not trying to prove that spirits are around me anymore. I know that for 110% fact. But what I do want to prove now is that we can get wisdom from the infinite intelligence that we gain from coming back to the physical form, and then transitioning back, because I believe that we don't do it just one time. I believe it's multiple times for us to learn certain things, to gain new wisdom, because you have to remember, in one lifetime, you can't experience every single thing in one lifetime. So say if say if souls were like us humans who have to go to school or pick a job or whatever, well, their job is to gain enough wisdom, so they have to keep studying, and say they've gotten done with all the bookwork of studying everything in the universe. Well, now they have to go and live it, and the only way for them to live it is to come back and to live it in experiences. So that's why I think that we do come back, and I don't think that we remember every time we come back, like, oh, I remember I just lived like 100 years ago. No, we don't remember that. But I just find it amazing that we know that something of intelligence is here, talking to us and wanting to show love and talk back and joke around and give us great feeling. So we're going to go forward with that. And if you would like to join us and there is a question that you would like me to ask for you during a session, please, like I said in the beginning, go to Coventry Circle Paranormal at gmail.com, write us an email, put the subject questions for session, and then put a couple questions. And if it's a question I've already asked, I won't read it, or I'll refer you to a video that I think is going to answer that question. But if I don't have one, I will definitely ask that question, and if we get an answer, then it'll be put up 100% sure. And I want to recognize anybody who wants to ask a question, because I think that people need to start believing in themselves that they can do this, because everybody's wisdom that they're going to get is going to be different than my wisdom or Derek's wisdom, because you have to remember, it's for our experiences, and I'm experiencing something with different perception than you are. So like I said, write your questions, I will ask, and we'll see what answers we can get. And who knows, maybe we can even channel the energy from your guides and get the answers straight for you, just by calling on your name, and my guides probably knowing your name already. So, or if they don't know your name already, they will know who you are after I read the question to myself and start sharing it with them. So definitely do that. We're so happy that you were able to watch this video with us, and comment with us. Definitely leave a comment, tell us what you thought, hit the like button, press subscribe, stick with us on our journey, because it's just going to keep growing, and we are going to keep going, and we're going to keep trying to find more intelligence from these spirits that hopefully can help us live easier, live happier, So thank you very much, and you guys have a great night. This is Aj Capasso from Coventry Circle Paranormal. Peace out.